are John D'Amico and Bob Hodges. Grant Fuhr makes his 18th consecutive start in goal for the Edmonton Oilers. And at the other end, it's Brian Hayward, his second straight start for the Jets after missing 2 games as a result of a groin pull. Gentlemen, home crowd advantage. If this Winnipeg Jets club ever gets a quick start, this crowd would certainly come alive, even more so than they are.
Well, I can counter with that too. If Edmonton happen to get a quick couple of goals the way they're capable of, they can silence the crowd, so it's important for Winnipeg to get out quickly.
The Jets dump it down into Edmonton territory. Melnick races back after it. Melnick being harassed by Jim Nill, trying to get it out. Finally, the Oilers succeed in moving it into the center ice area. Here's a quick shot by Messier. That comes off the end boards and is grabbed and held by Brian Hayward.
By his own admission, Brian Hayward did not have a very good game in Game 2. He was tentative. He wasn't out challenging shooters. He said he will be a different type of goaltender tonight. You know, taking that a step further about the crowd, you know, when you're at home, you might take more chances than you normally would. The Oilers will be looking forward for that. In case they are too aggressive in their forechecking, they might be caught on those 3-on-2 breaks.
They just both got caught on that last play as Babbage pinched along the boards, and that was very nearly a 2-on-1, and Messier missed the net on the shot.
Very quickly, a line change. Thomas Dean out there against the Gretzky line. Curry leaves it along the boards for Huddy. It's poked back at the net. It bounced away from Gretzky, and Picard attempted to play it off the glass and down the ice, and it went up into the crowd.
Now, Wayne Gretzky has been overshadowed a little bit by Paul Coffey. He said he doesn't mind, though, since all the attention is focused on Coffey and Grant Fuhr. It makes his job a little bit easier because players have left him alone now. He hasn't been getting that close attention like he did in the Los Angeles series. He's been allowed to carry that puck, and once Gretzky beats a man, watch out.
Gretzky trying to get it back to the point on the draw. Kept in by the Oilers as Semenko shot it into the corner. The Jets playing it up along the left wing boards into the center ice area. Thomas Dean having difficulty controlling it. He lost it at the Edmonton blue line. We're approaching the 1-minute mark of this opening period. Mail working into the corner, feeding it out in front. Lundholm tried to slide it across for Steen, and there's a penalty coming up against the Edmonton Oilers. Stanley Cup 85 on CBC is coming to you from the Winnipeg Arena.
Oh, man, rhythm is in my ear. No use sitting there and singing.
From the face-off, Steen slides it across, broken up by the Oilers and brought out by Gretzky. Lead pass off Messier, slides to the goal mouth, and Hayward hangs on.
John, it's interesting. On the power play of the Winnipeg Jets, generally they have Steen on the point. But whenever Gretzky's on the ice, Barry Long has put out 2 defensemen to kill a penalty. In other words, the Winnipeg power play is very nervous whenever Wayne Gretzky's on the ice killing penalties. It's kind of interesting. If Wayne Gretzky's not going to be on the ice, then they'll put Steen back on the point.
A lot of teams are nervous when Gretzky gets out there. One thing that Barry Long had mentioned, he says we have to start getting some shots through from the point and get guys in front looking for the deflection.
So it's Charlie Huddy in the penalty box. He got the high sticking penalty at just the 56-minute mark, second mark of the first period.
Carlisle takes it back at his own net. Ahead to Babbage. Babbage trying to break through from McLean. He scores!
Gives a quick one-motion shot when that puck was close to the body. A lot of Europeans do that.
Not only that, but when you wrap it off the goalpost, it's a pretty good shot. Not many goaltenders are going to make that save. So that's what the Jets needed. The first goal of the hockey game.
Babbage and Carlisle drawing assist on Paul McLean's goal at 1:26 of this opening period. A power play goal for the Jets. Tim Waters. Along the boards, McLean dumps it to the Edmonton line. Now Charles Huddy starts that. Long shot, it's gloved by Hayward, and Hayward holds it at the side of the net.
Well, again, Glenn Sather didn't want his club being behind early in this hockey game because the crowd will just get noisier and noisier. But I don't think he's worried about his hockey club panicking. They're being in this situation before, and they've matured greatly in the last few years.
Well, Glenn Sather's team forces a lot of turnovers, and you can see early in this game that the goaltender Hayward is slowing things down in his own zone. Every time he picks up a loose puck, he trades it for a faceoff.
Hunter drops it back to the net. Hayward is out there to play it up along the boards. Mullen shots it. It goes over the glass and out of play.
I think, too, though, John, that the reason that Hayward's grabbing a lot of pucks in his own zone, the Jets have been very good on faceoff. They won the majority of the faceoffs in games 1 and 2, so he has confidence in the ability of the center iceman to control those draws.
I agree with that. When we talked about Hayward, the goaltender, let's remember he uses that curved goal stick, and a lot of times when he handles the puck, he always fires it to his left. And the Oilers do have a book on that, and a lot of times you'll see the Oilers pinch along the boards when Hayward fires the puck around the boards a lot. Hayward is the type of a goaltender that gambles, leaves the net, likes to get involved in the play in that respect.
Krushelnyski against Deeds. Back to the line. Kevin Lowe shoots it to the corner. Allen having problems in the corner. The puck bounces off his stick. Dumped out to the line. Lead pass too far for McBain. Loose in the center ice area. Babbage played it off the boards. Fired back in by the Oilers. Hughes going to the corner against Allen. Allen pinned him against the boards. Krushelnyski is in there as well, along with Murray. Krushelnyski digs it out, taking the shot. Save, rebound, and it went wide of the net. Krushelnyski was allowed to walk out from the corner and got the shot away. And the Winnipeg Jets dump it down the ice. Dave Allen getting that puck after taking a check from Pozar. Now with a Stanley Cup update, here's Brian McFarland. And the update comes from Minnesota, where the North Stars have taken a 1-0 lead over the Chicago Blackhawks. Watch Marouk get the goal here. Pass from Roberts. 3:07 first period. There's the shot that beats Bannerman. 1-0 North Stars. And 1-0 the Winnipeg Jets on a power play goal by Paul McLean, leading the Edmonton Oilers in this game 3 of this series. And we have 17:37 remaining in the first period. Wink wide for Lundholm. It's poked away from him by Melnick. Loose at center ice. Backhanded in by Thomas Dean. Melnick goes back to his own goal. The Jets much more aggressive in their forechecking in this third game than they were in the first two. Now it's brought out by Curry and shot into Winnipeg territory. Melnick races in, picking it up off the boards. Melnick finally has it poked away, and the Jets come back. 3-on-2, led by Smale. Smale gets around Curry. Smale feeding it out for Lundholm. He couldn't get a shot away. Carlisle fires it wide. It's loose. Dug out now by Lundholm, and he lost it. Picked up by Smale. Smale gets it back to Lundholm. He's taken in against the boards by Randy Gregg. It comes loose. Thomas Dean, backhand shot. That is deflected wide. Lundholm trying to slide it out front, having difficulties there with Yari Curry. Curry finally comes up with it. Lead pass for Gretzky, and it's deflected off Carlisle into the crowd. 16:37 is the time left to play in period 1. The Oilers won the first 2 games in Edmonton, 4-2 on Thursday and 5-2 on Saturday night. Game 4 in the series will take place here at the Winnipeg Arena on Thursday night. 1-0, the Jets in front as Babbage goes back into his own zone. He flips it into the center ice area, and it's knocked down with a high stick.
I'm talking to Coach Barry Long. He's talking about how well Boschman's done on faceoffs in the first 2 games of this series, but he also said that Louis Boschman is an aggressive hockey player. He hasn't been aggressive. It's time for him to get involved with some sort of an altercation, perhaps get your nose dirty a little bit. The Jets need that on home ice. Don't be intimidated by the Oilers.
You know, some of their scorers, Boschman with 32, Mullen with 32, and Smale with 31, have yet to pick up a point in this series. They have to get scoring from those 3.
Paul Coffey for Huddy. Huddy fires it in. He took a check from Turnbull as he dumped it in. It's poked loose back out into the center ice area. Coffey, who had that 5-point night on Saturday, clears it to the line. Then Mills steps into Anderson. The two of them go down. Anderson lost his stick, but Messier breaks in, trying to slide it in front. Messier goes back to the net. He has it poked away by Turnbull. Turnbull racing out against Anderson. He managed to keep it in, and back comes Babbitt. Babbitt tried to get it ahead to Boschman too far. It boots back to the net. Boschman is there to touch it first. No icing on the play. Turnbull trying to keep it in. He falls, and it's brought back by Edmonton. Anderson at the line for Messier. A penalty coming up. Coffey scores!
Paul Coffey again follows up the play. He was saying this morning that 6 weeks ago he hated hockey. He didn't even want to play. He didn't even want to go out for warm-up. What a difference 6 weeks makes. He gets on the roll here. He always finds a seam to follow up on the play. The crowd is now silenced after this goal by Coffey as he follows up, picks up a loose puck. There was a left-handed shot on the right side that gives him a better angle to put the puck past the goaltender, Hayward. If he was a right-handed shot, the goaltender would have a perfect angle. Since he's a left-handed shot, he's able to pick that long side easily enough on his forehand.
Still, it looked on that replay, it looked like Hayward should have been out challenging a little more. He was deep in his net. Paul Coffey picked the corner. And one thing Glenn Sather mentioned, he said, we give Paul Coffey the license to go. Anytime he's in motion and an opportunity to go to the offense, go. There's always a forward backing him up. And Coffey has certainly taken advantage of that in this series.
Referee Brian Lewis receiving some treatment from Winnipeg trainer Chuck Babcock. Coffey's sixth goal of the playoffs at 4:37 from Messier and Anderson.
That's his fourth goal in 3 games against the Winnipeg Jets. Pretty good start, but it's amazing to be able to talk to Paul Coffey. He said at a time when hockey wasn't very enjoyable, he just didn't even want to go to the arena to practice. The Glenn Sather gave him a couple of days off. Then they went on to a road trip. They'd been at home in Edmonton for 3 weeks, and he said he fell into a routine. And there's nothing worse than being in a routine as a hockey player. He got on the road, they traveled around a bit, not too long in each city, and things just got going better and better, and he is on fire.
Remember, there are quite a few Edmonton Oilers that have been training since July for the Canada Cup and then the regular season, so there was a time during the season when they were a little bit worn out.
So the score is tied at 1, and now Willie Lindstrom tries to break in. He had it poked away. Jim Kite plays it up around the board, deflected down the ice by Paul McLean. Racing back after it is Hunter. Hunter lost it. McLean centered it. Nobody there. Picked up by Wilson. In the corner for Mullen. Mullen digs it out for McLean. He deflected it wide. Tim Waters races in from the point, plays it back to the net. It's dumped up along the boards and out to the neutral zone. Shot back in by Mullen. Knocked down by Gregg. His pass too far for Hunter, and Kite goes back into his own zone. Taken in against the boards by McClellan. Rink wide pass picked off. Bozar with a drive, and that sails wide. Mullen plays it out to center ice. The Oilers fire it back in and make a change with 14:22 remaining in this first period. Jim Kite having some problems moving that puck out of there. Finally gets it again off the boards to Mullen. Mullen in across the line. Getting set, jump, save, and McBain comes driving in and crashes into goaltender Brant Muir.
You know, that's something that Long talked about. He said the second man has to go for the net, and you see how the Jets are harassing Brant Muir.
Goes puck back to the net. Dumped up along the boards. Bozar unable to get out. Is shot by Babbitt. And Muir made the save. It came out front and now is brought out by the Oilers. Pat Hughes for Bozar. Bozar lost it as he moved into the slot, and the loose puck comes out to the line. Kept in there, and that rising shot went off Dave Babbitt and deflected towards the goal mouth.
So interesting to see the Oilers have dressed Bozar instead of Billy Carroll. A new wrinkle in their lineup tonight. Carroll has played very well, especially killing penalties.
Thomas Dean now for the Jets. Across the line, lost control of it as he tried to get set for the shot. So the Jets retreat back into their own zone to try and get set. Lead pass picked off by Gretzky for Curry. Curry's pass for Semenko, intercepted by Steen to Lundholm. Lundholm for Carlisle. A shot, save, and the rebound goes to the corner. Brant Muir reacted quickly on that cross by Randy Carlisle. Carlisle again, a shot right on. Steen unable to get the rebound and get the shot
And Thomas Steen, as Steen picked up a big rebound from the goaltender, Grant Fuhr, Winnipeg starting to forecheck, making these things happen.
Now Charlie Huddy goes to the penalty box for hooking, but the pressure has been there by the Winnipeg Jets. And that word intensity, perhaps at times it's overused, John, but the Jets have got it going. They are really in there forechecking and coming up with a lot of loose pucks.
Now remember, McLean has already scored a power play goal for the Jets in this hockey game, and they felt that they had to penetrate that four-cornered box of the Edmonton Oilers. They wanted to get in and try and harass the goaltender, Grant Fuhr, and they felt that their defensemen weren't moving the puck properly. They were just putting their heads down and blasting the puck towards Fuhr. Fuhr's an aggressive goaltender, comes a long way out of his crease. Perhaps these defensemen, once they control the puck, move it around a little bit, and that makes the goaltender have to stay back in the net a lot more.
Savage with a shot. It went wide. Carlisle picks it up off the board. For McLean, he couldn't control it. Comes back to the line. Carlisle keeps it in to McLean. McLean for Mullen. Mullen tried to set up Boston. He couldn't get his stick on it. It jumped out to the center ice area. The Oilers, led by Krushelnyski and Coffey, with a shot. Krushelnyski fired it wide. Carlisle gets away from Messier. Starting back for Winnipeg. A pass for Babbage. Babbage ahead to Boschman. Boschman dumped it into the slot. Mullen couldn't get a stick on it. It was picked off by Messier, and Mullen upset Messier, and he'll get a penalty. So that negates the manpower advantage.
Now Brian Mullen draws the holding call, and of course coaches don't like to see their players take a penalty when they got a power play and the puck is in the offensive zone.
It's tough to make a check when you've got one hand on your stick. You can see there where he just wrapped it right around Messier, and it was a good call by the official.
Ellis for Picard to Thomas Steen. Steen was looking for Smale. It went off the skate, picked up by Ellis. Ellis is allowed to break right in. It hit the crossbar as he flipped it up.
Well, if Ellis is going to go on a one-on-one situation, Gretzky's the guy to do it against because he's really not that strong trying to ward off a check.
Picard steps in the Coffey. The puck is loose along the board. Now it goes to the corner for Ellis. To Smale. 11:37, the time left in this first period with the score tied at 1. Smale, drop back, running. Ellis over to the cross. Great save by Fuhr. On the rebound by Ellis, and Fuhr took that backhand away from him.
The Winnipeg Jets are passing the puck much better than they did in the first two games of the series. Really doing a good job.
Babbitt moving in. He's checked by Coffey. Lead pass for Gretzky. Gretzky working against Lindholm. Puts on the brakes. Now looking for Curry. Drops the pass back for Lowe. Intercepted by Lindholm. Lindholm across the line. Lindholm trying to get set for a shot. Finally feeds it to Waters. He couldn't get a shot away. It goes loose back to the net. Good action here in this first period, and the crowd really alive at the Winnipeg Arena. Lindholm pokes it away from Curry. Lowe's pass up on the right wing board. Loose in that Edmonton zone as the Oilers now have the manpower advantage. Babbitt working to the corner against Lowe. Tries to slide it out front, picked off by the Oilers. They break out 4-on-2. 23 seconds left in the penalty. Curry with a shot, and Hayward makes the save. Lindholm trying to get it out of there. It comes along the board. Wilson steps into Curry. Krushelnyski is